this next one comes with a story about the guy who, more than anyone else, is responsible for me becoming a communist revolutionary. Santa Claus. The guy is dressed entirely in red. That should be the first clue. But in particular, about one movie, and in particular, one scene in one movie. The movie Miracle on 34th Street. The original version with Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, Natalie Wood as the little girl, Gwen Davis as Santa. And don't worry, I'm not going to give you the whole plot of the movie. But there's one scene in it that had, this was our family Christmas movie when I was a little kid. And there's one scene in it that I'd watch it every Christmas. It had this huge impact on me. Santa, the real Santa, has for some reason has come and taken a job at Macy's department store in New York. And he's there sitting on his throne, I guess you'd call it, right? And the kids are coming up and sitting on his lap and telling him what they want for Christmas. And you can see that the next mother and child, as you think, the next mother and child, that the mother is really anxious to talk to him first, and she rushes up. She says, listen, I'm not her real mother, I'm only her foster mother. Her mother and father were murdered by the Nazis in Amsterdam, and she just arrived here, and she doesn't speak a word of English, only Dutch. And I've tried to explain to her that you're not going to understand what she's saying. But she says, no, 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 you don't understand. Santa Claus is for every little boy and girl in the world, and I'm a little girl. So of course he'll understand me. And she said, I don't know what to tell her. She's already had her heart broken once, and I just can't stand for this, be disappointed like this. And so now, of course, if this were the real life, you know, that Santa would say, well, fuck, I don't know, buy her some toys. Here's a list. Buy her 3 or 4. But this isn't real life. This is a Hollywood movie, and it's the real Santa. So he says to the mother, don't worry. And then he turns to the little girl and he says, well, I don't know what he says because it's in Dutch. But her eyes light up and she comes running and jumps into his lap, and they start jabbering away in Dutch, and they sing a song about Sinterklaas. And when I first saw this movie, I didn't know anything about the world. I was the same age as a little girl. But already, and my whole life, I've known it more and more, that that's the way the world should be. That whenever you travel somewhere, no matter how long and how far, especially if it's long and hard and far, the first thing that you hear when you get there should be, welcome home. So, this poem, I've been trying to capture that feeling in a poem about Santa Claus forever. And this one I finished a couple of years ago in time for the show. It's called Crazy Santas Occupy the World. Imagine you were this cool old guy who loved children, truly and deeply. Loved every beat of the way they stiff little tick-tock walk, and the monkey talk, and the roar or the buzz or the whisper or the butterfly why of honey and wonder and thirsty hunger. They give you their hand with everything in it, and your heart lurches into, give me a place to stand and I will move the universe, squeeze it down into the perfect toy to light the smile inside your eye. Would give you anything. Imagine this, multiplied by every newborn smile in a heartbreak world. If you could be Santa for every boy and girl. Imagine a magic workshop powered by twinkle of the eye drive, quantum indecision, and reindeer jive. Every elf in all 11 dimensions drugged and demented, but working with manic precision. A just in the nick of time engine, that's why they call you Saint Nick. And in the back of the sleigh, a bag big enough to carry its weight and wishes. This is it, the delicious impossible minute when every child on the planet is given the one perfect gift that says, this is your world, and you belong in it. Imagine you could do this one wonderful thing, but for the rest of the year, that was all you could do. And the toys would go out and be used up and worn out and broken, and that was good, the way it should be. That was why you would build them. Toys were made to be broken, not children. But in the war-torn days of the in-between year, the names would change, but it was always King Herod's reign. And the soldiers would go from door to door with bloody swords while you all worked on through tears and horror, knowing you could never make it right. No matter how magical that one perfect night. What would you do? Would you go on working when you could only give the one magic minute? Better than nothing, and who could argue with arithmetic? Or would you go crazy with the weight of anger and grief? Would you feel responsible? Would you feel like a thief living a life so sweet, full of hard work done well, when so many children are living in hell? Some people can't ever get enough. Give them a minute and they want eternity. The kind who can never be happy with even a scrap of cruelty. They go crazy at the thought of one child dying a needless death. They can't rest. They've got to be moving, doing, making more than a difference, making everything different. These are the crazy Santas who never give up. Crazy Santas, mad with love. Crazy Santas get up at the crack of dawn, work boots on, march out onto the field, into the street, get beat, fight back, get shot at, don't stop, live life hot-wired. Crazy Santas are dangerous, but it's a dangerous world. Some people can't help fighting back whenever they see the weak attacked. They live like champions in the army that never had a chance. Some of them pick up the gun. Some of them live like saints. All of them are powered by love. All of them make mistakes. Some say we need more magic minutes. That's the best we can do. But I believe we need to reach out for eternity. We need to be crazy Santas who never give up. Crazy Santas, mad with love.